All right, guys. Good morning. I do have the risk disclosure up. Just kind of waiting to get a little more in the way of folks to join, and then we'll get started. Okay. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Yatkin. Yeah. So in the meantime, guys, if you are not a subscriber, I would encourage you to do so. If you like the content that you've received in the past, I would encourage you to hit the like button, or at least hit the like button on your way out. Encourage me to wake up every morning to provide this content for you to help you prepare for the market ahead. All right. All right. So again, I'm going to paraphrase the risk disclosure here, guys. Again, here I'm not. Just want to remind everyone here, I'm not here in any sort of investment advisory capacity. I'm here really to provide general information about the market. Okay, the information provided is not intended to be investment advice. An offer to solicit to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. All right. Futures trading does carry a fair amount of risk. Okay, and it's not for every investor, and an investor could potentially lose all or more than the investor's initial investment. Okay, only risk capital, money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle, should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing contained again here is solicitation, an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right. So now that I've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way, I can we'll go ahead and get started. So as you guys all know by now, especially the veterans in the room here, I like to start off with a review of what the news has in store for us today. So I'll go ahead and locate the news here. So screen. I'll go to my investing.com site, economic calendar. And then what I'd like to do is filter down the news bullets on strictly US news. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and select this US for US, click on 2 and 3 stars. All right. And click on apply and review what we have coming up here. All right. So we just had initial jobless claims. Okay. Which was a 3-star event. The good news is that it came in better than forecast and better than expected. Okay, as far as initial job claims go, and then at 9:45 Eastern, we have manufacturing PMI. All right, something to be aware of. We also have global services PMI coming out at the same time. We have new home sales at 10 a.m. All right, 10 a.m. is already a time that I have already kind of listed on my list of things to be aware of. That's European option expiration. Okay, often has an effect on futures, especially options that have exposure to futures, some of the commodities that we trade. Okay. So those are the main news events. So more of a usual news day. We do have a couple of FOMC members speaking here at the tail end of the day. But yeah, otherwise I would say maybe a better than average day of news today that could potentially affect the markets here. All right, just gonna kind of peek in here and see how we're doing on black screen again. Oh, that's not good. Up, up. Okay, just all right. Let's see. Is the black screen, has the black screen gone away? Can you guys see my screen, guys? All right, good. All right. Yeah. Now, so again, just that's a little snapshot of all the news events there. Now that we got a little snapshot, we'll go ahead and move on to the charts. And we'll share the screen here of the charts. Again, we'll pause here for a minute and see if everyone can see my screen. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's start with the market we always start with. That is gold. Looks like we've already see here. We're going to go ahead and start with the daily chart here. So I'm going to go ahead and modify this. So I was working with someone else on the gold chart. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the daily. A daily chart here. What happened to my bars? That's interesting. Let me see if I can find a chart here that will display some candlesticks for me. Let's try this one over here on this left side. Wow, interesting. That's odd. Never seen this before. Let's see. First this here a little bit. Here you go. That looks more like it. All right. Let's double check here. Everybody can see my screen. Okay. All right. Just confirming that you guys can see my screen. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right. So we're going to go ahead and turn off some of these views. I'm going to go ahead and remove some of my drawings. So I guess we're starting to see a little bit more of a correction in gold. Okay, going on. I do see a gap open. Okay, gaps will eventually get filled, but in the short term serve as kind of resistance areas. Okay, so we are what appears to be in the start of maybe a leg down. Okay, in gold, right? So if I draw my little chart here, right, not chart but channel, you can see that we've made a very definitive move outside of the channel. Although granted, this is still a developing candle, nonetheless it gapped out of it. Okay, so we're starting to see some indications here, right? I suspect that maybe the equities have taken maybe a reverse kind of view here, inverse view of this. Maybe it's showing some signs of bull, but we'll get to that here later in the session. All right, so daily has been bullish, but starting to show signs of weakness. It's the first bar that we've actually broken definitively below a below structure, starting to break structure to the downside. All right, so for our chart, for our chart, looking similar. Okay, overnight there's fair amount of shorts, fair amount of people short in the market, bearish in the market. Okay, just kind of looking to the left here and see, is there anything here at the left that maybe could stop this freight train from further prices lower? Right now, we're at a level now, and we're starting to see a little bit of sign. And then this level down here at 23.40 could be another level. And then obviously we have the EMA level, 23.32. So, technically we have room for this market to continue all the way down to here before it makes any sort of significant move back. Okay. So this level here will serve as kind of the fence line, I guess, for gold, right? So as we were talking about the daily, I see even more situations where we've broken structure to the downside on the 4-hour. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. We're below all the little elements that we use to support our views of trades. Okay, everything is below these levels that we care about. All right, even VWAP. All right, so and we've exceeded ADR. Right, we've come back and tested ADR back as it went through. Now the question is this going to hold, or is ADR just not being ignored at this point? Okay, so we'll have to see. All right. Next thing that I'm going to take a look at is fixed range volume profile. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and locate the bar from Wednesday. Let's see, right here, 830 bar, drag that across. It's probably not going to be too much of a surprise if we are below, right? So price is below value from Wednesday. All right, so indicating that the bears are very much in control of the market as we speak. All right, we're below settlement. We are below this channel that I had drawn, I believe, on the daily, right? And then we're also below VWAPs, right? All these indications indicate price to move further lower. All right. Okay, that's kind of, you see we have a touch here, VWAP, it went down, touch here, it went down. Okay, so but the only thing kind of maybe kind of keeping it in its tracks at this point really is ADR here, right? Okay. All right, so let's call out some of these before we go too far into. Let's call out some of these levels. Well, should not be a surprise here that this level around 2400, okay, is going to be an area of importance. So we have an ADR high here at 2400.8. We have an ADR low here at, what is this, 2465, or not 2365 dot, what is it, we're hovering right on top of it, price 2364.4. okay, we have settlement price at 2392.9. okay. Let's go ahead and turn off ADR here for a minute and turn on ASR. And we are, let's see, turn this off here, kind of confusing. We got ASR opened. So we got ASR above us here at 2426, 2426, 2426.8. Okay, and then ASR below, I'm assuming we already exceeded it. Looks like we did, 2405. Now this might, again, guys, might get a here once the market opens. Once the market officially opens, then this may adjust here. So I'm going to put this down, but chances are this is going to come down quite a bit. All right. So we'll leave it at that for now. Now, what are some hypos that we can use now? The sentiment, we've reviewed the sentiment on the daily, 4-hour, and the 30-minute, and they all tell us that we are moving down. Okay. So our first view, or our first set of hypos, should be figuring out a location where we could participate in a continued move to the downside, right? Well, we're at a level now. Okay. We're currently at a level now. Let me go ahead and turn on initial balance here. We're currently at a level now that could be supportive of a continued move lower, and in this case, VWAP, right? So VWAP could offer us a reference level for us to support a continuation trade to the downside. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw this in because I do see it, right? It also developed a little bit of a supply zone here, right? So as long as price stays below this supply and this area here at VWAP, the only thing that stands in the way is this little area here that could cause price to either stall, go horizontal, or actually reverse and create a double bottom, or maybe even a triple bottom. Okay. But if we're bearish, this is a reasonable area for a continuation trade. Now, obviously, something like I'm gonna go ahead and turn off ASR here. ADR is probably more applicable at this point. Obviously, settlement price would give us a nice reference level to support a continuation trade to the downside. EMA on the 30-minute also will provide us an area for a trade to the downside. And then ultimately, we have both ADR and ASR here that would also offer us locations. So a number of locations here, reference levels to the downside. Now, the question is, what levels do we have for a bullish trade? Well, we would have to take a look at, say, something like a 4-hour chart. Okay. And let's turn off this here and ask ourselves, is there an area here on the left where I see evidence of buying? Well, there's evidence here, right? And we've kind of technically broken below that level. Okay. Well, what's the next level? Well, we have another level down here, right? That could offer us an area for support here at 2340 or 2325. Okay. So yeah, we have to look at a higher time frame chart to see, what areas could provide some support. But right, so we have an area here, right, around on the daily chart. Okay. And then another level at 2340, maybe as low as 2300, obviously, is the psychological level. Okay. So those are some things to consider. IB edge, maybe a potential failed auction to the downside, right? Maybe IB edge provides us an opportunity where it kind of gives us a kind of head fake down and then offers us a location around IB edge for opportunity to the upside. But we have to kind of, make sure that our expectations are not, super, super high, because, all the markets from the daily all the way down to the 30-minute are all indicating lower pricing. Okay. So, we shouldn't expect more than just, price to move back to something like VWAP, like it did these last, a few times. Okay. Or at least the most recent swing. Okay. We pop in here and see if there's any questions. Okay. All right. No questions here. So let's go ahead and continue looking at the crude oil market. Okay. So crude oil market, go ahead and click on the daily. All right. So we had a very strong, it's relatively strong bullish candle that's developing on the daily. All right. Off of this EMA level, right? Now this EMA level has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6 times has provided resistance to any further price movement to the downside. Okay. Eventually that'll break. We don't know. when that's going to happen, but the reactions haven't been super strong, right? Buyers have not been able to kind of carry price further higher, right? So kind of I would say kind of in a range at this point. But nonetheless, this is as acting as a reference level, and we have a developing bullish engulfing candle in an area where we've seen buyers in the past. Okay, so that's kind of my view of the on daily, right? So developing bullish, potentially an opportunity for price to continue, right? Depending on how this closes. We don't know. We won't get that view until at the end of the day today, right? This is going to be developing for us the entire day. It's important to note that we are in an area of demand, right? We are in an area where we've seen past buyers. Okay, for our chart. Okay, so for our chart, let's turn off IB for a second here. So we have pretty strong, I would say, conviction candle. All right, that was developed here, right, in the 4-hour chart. Again, indications that maybe somebody over here has decided that these prices are attractive enough for them to participate again. Okay, so we have a kind of a, I would call this a conviction bar, little in the way of wicks on both ends. So whoever this participant is, they've wiped out a number of shorts here who thought that we were going to go ahead and continue lower. All right. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Again, that's where we start to look at something else. Should I just get my arrow back here? Okay. So we're looking at the 30-minute chart. We're going to go ahead and start looking at the fixed range volume profile. Okay, so fixed range volume profile, that's not what I was looking for. Fixed range volume profile, we're going to locate the 6 a.m. bar or the 9 a.m. bar from Wednesday. That's it right there. We're going to drag that across to the 4:30 bar, and here we are, just above some things that we care about. We have value area high. Okay, we have value area high here at this level. Let's see if I can do this. All right, just above value area high. A lot of confluence here, right? We have EMAs. We have value area high. So this all kind of indications that maybe we might be, heading higher in crude oil today, right? All kind of bullish kind of activities or events that we're seeing currently. Okay. Let's see. What I wanted to do next was to open up ADR. Okay. So ADR looks like we've already exceeded it to the top side. Okay. Average daily range has already been exceeded in London and Asia. All right. We've come back, touched the top of ADR, and kind of headed higher so far. Initial balance will open up here in 5 minutes. So we'll wait for that to happen. So let's go ahead. So call out some of these levels. We have ADR high, ADR high. ADR high here at what is this? 7807, 7807. We have ADR low at ADR low here at 7650, 7650. So that's a little over what a 1 point and a half range, 7650. We have settlement at 7757. All right. Let's see. We have turn this off here. Turn on ASR. So ASR similar We have 78.04, 78.54 on the top side, and 77.26. Again, once the New York session officially opens, these probably will need to be adjusted a bit. Okay, but that's kind of what we currently see. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so let's talk a few hypos. Well, we're already experiencing some things that indicate that we are going to potentially continue to see price continue higher. Okay, we are above settlement price. We are above VWAP. We're starting to get a little bit extended above VWAP. We are coming up into ASR level that could be resistant at 78.50. All right, this could be a resistant level for further price action that could cause market to kind of reverse off of. All right, so that's something to be aware of. This might offer. We also have a settlement price from not yesterday, but the day prior, that could also offer us an opportunity, an area for a potential reversal. Now, if it does get above these levels, then we again looking to the left and see, hey, anything here that could cause price to stall. Well, we start to get to some of these 78.90, 79 levels. All right. So yeah, if I'm bullish, well, I feel like I've kind of missed the party a little bit. I'd like to be closer to some of this like settlement price and VWAPs. I mean, I could use EMA and use a stop below it, the structure here to support. I just feel like coming into ASR might be a little much to handle at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna again sit on my hands, let the market kind of play to me, and decide from there. All right, so let's take a peek here, see if there's any questions. No questions. Yeah, so those are some of the hypos that I would say. Okay, so if I'm bullish, I may have an opportunity here. If I'm bearish, well, there's a few reference levels that are coming up here that could offer me something. Right now, I would say that I kind of have to lean a little bit on the bullish side of the fence here in crude oil, unlike gold. Okay, and look for bullish opportunities. Okay, pullbacks to reference levels that we care about. Value area high, VWAP. Maybe if we do get above this ASR level, we can use ASR as a reference level for a continuation higher. Okay, I always prefer to buy. I mean, if this was the right time of day, this would have been an excellent opportunity for me to participate here. Right, we had a slight little pullback, and then off to the races we go. I always like to participate in pullbacks. I do not necessarily want to participate in on the top end of candles here. Okay, so now that we'll just go ahead and open this up here, we have the initial balance range that was being established here with the open of the crude oil market. So we'll let that kind of play out here for a little bit for next hour. Okay, we're going to take a peek here and see if there's any questions. No questions. So we'll go ahead and move on to the equities. All right, we're going to start with NQ, and I suspect that we might be seeing some bullish activity going on. Okay, given what I'm seeing in gold. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. We'll open up the daily. Okay, pretty strong move. Okay, with a gap. Okay, to the upside. All right. I would say that would be considered bullish. Okay, looks like we're making some new highs, and we do have a number of important companies reporting today. We have, I believe, Nvidia. I believe who's reporting, who's part of the Nasdaq, could be driving some of this pre-market moves higher. Okay, so daily very much bullish. For our similar view, we begin to see some detail here, right? We're starting the staircase. This is far more vertical than what we've had in the recent past, but still no indication of stalling. Okay, so 4 hour bullish. All right, 30-minute Okay, 30-minute, we're above a lot of the indicators that we like to use. We have VWAP, right? Prices above VWAP. We have price above settlement. Let's go ahead and draw in our fixed range volume profile. We're going to locate the 630 bar from Wednesday. And, no surprise here that we are above value as well, right? So a lot of bulls are very much in control of the market as we speak here. Now, the question is, are we a bit overextended? We're starting to see some indications of it, right? We got this doji bar, and now we have this developing, bearish bar here. That could offer us, I say could offer us a move back down to to this area here, right? This consolidation area around VWAP for again another leg higher, right? So that's one scenario, right? Let's go ahead and call out these ADR levels and see where we're at there. Where we've already exceeded ADR to the upside. Okay, that again is when that happens very early, that could be an indication for potential sustained auction. Okay, to the upside, or it could also be an indication that we might see some slowness of the upside auction. Okay, that's also a possibility. The reason I'm calling that out here is I'm starting to see some signs here. Right, I have a weak bullish candle here, followed by looks like almost it might be developing potentially a 3-bar reversal candle. But I'm going to wait for this candle to close here in the next 30 minutes or so. All right, so let's call out ADR here. ADR is 18954, 18954, 18954. What is it? Yeah, I'm looking at 95425. ADR low is 18768. 18768.50. Okay, we have settlement price at 18799.25. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn off ADR and turn on ASR. Okay, so ASR, we have 18 already been exceeded here. 18, okay, 18888.25. Okay. And then we have ASR low here at 18728. Again, remind you guys that these areas, these ASR highs and ASR lows will probably need to be adjusted with the open of the market here in about 25 minutes. Okay. So I'm just kind of calling these actually a more yesterday levels than they are today's levels. All right. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much. So just again, scenarios for me, there's looks like there may be developing a little bit, maybe a trade that would take us back to at least VWAP, right? And then offer us maybe a potential long off of VWAP. All right. There's also the ASR level here that could offer us another location for a long. All right. Okay. These are a couple locations. As far as bears go, well, I would personally like to wait and see what the initial balance brings us, right? And maybe potentially use initial balance, maybe a failed auction trade in NASDAQ that could offer us a kind of bearish trade. So we're well away from the initial balance being formed here. So I'm going to be patient with that. Okay. Otherwise, there's a number of reference levels given the where price is for us to take a discounted long, right? I've already mentioned two of them: VWAP, ASR high, value area high, settlement. Okay. Well, if we get enough structure here to indicate that maybe the upside auction is stalling, that provides us good target levels for potential shorts. Okay. But we have to be aware that the market from a higher time frame is quite bullish. So our expectations for for our a significant move lower have to be kind of I guess tempered a bit. Okay. Let's see. I think the video already reported yesterday. NVIDIA. Okay, so that could be the reason why we saw. That's why maybe the reason why we saw the jump in NQ. All right. So that could explain it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Anything else I should be calling out NQ? I don't think there is. No questions. No questions here. So let's go ahead and move on to ES. Go ahead and pop in ES here. Okay, so daily chart, we're going to go through the same things that we do with all the markets, right? We don't shortchange one market over the other. Okay, we're seeing bullish price action, continued bullish price action in the market here. Okay, right? So we had a move, continue move, sustained move to the upside. We have a developing bullish candle. Obviously, there is nothing in the left that will pose any threat to this structure wise. Okay, price wise, we're at new levels. Okay, each day. All right. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart telling us similar kinds of things. We're seeing breaks of structure to the upside. Okay, we are above reference levels that we care about. Settlement price, VWAP, all indicating higher prices. Higher prices. Okay, we're in this consolidation range for a period of time. We broke above it, have not looked back. 30-minute chart. Okay, so here we are still above the same levels that we talked about. I'm going to go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile here. We're going to locate the Wednesday start of session, which is here, 9:30. Drag that across to 13:30. Okay, here we are. So well above value area high. Okay, that will serve as a potential support level should price come back to it. Okay, so this 53, 44, 50 levels looks quite appetizing for a potential reference level for reversal. All right, just something like this I'm seeing right now. So price come down here and reverse up, price come down here, reverse up. These are a couple of reference levels, right, that I could use, right, to support a long. All right. Let's go ahead and open up ADR. Well, we've already exceeded ADR, in much the same way as we have exceeded ADR in the Nasdaq. We're starting to see a little bit of price action to indicate that maybe we are going to revisit some of these levels, right? Revisit the top of this now that we've broken this ADR level to the upside. Maybe we're coming back here to test the conviction of that move, right? So this area here at 53.59 could also provide us a retracement support for a continuation move. We have VWAP, same. Okay, so let's go ahead and call out some of these levels. We'll start with ADR high, even though we've exceeded it. ADR high could provide us an area for support. So let's call 53.58, 53.58.75. We have settlement at 53.28, and then we have ADR low at way down here at 52.19.25. 52.19.25. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn this off, turn on ASR. And again, similar to ADR, we have exceeded it. So this is 53.55 on the top side. And then on the bottom side, we have 53.21. But again, guys, these levels will probably need to be slightly adjusted once the market opens. 53.21, 21, not 54, 53, 23.21. All right. All right. So I think we've already kind of talked through a couple of scenarios. I think there's one that could bearish scenario that could lead us back down to some of these levels, right? If we do exceed, like we do get below VWAP and get below this level, then we start to open up the door for more significant move down to settlement, which would make for a very nice trade, right? But otherwise, our expectations for bearish trades need to be, again, tempered, right? We may only be able to make it down to, say, VWAP or maybe to the top of ASR here before the bulls, kind of take the market by the horns and push it higher. Okay. All right. I think that's all I want to say about S&P. I'm going to pop in here and see if there's anything comment-wise. You're welcome, Frizu. Yeah. So some of these texts reporting aftermarket definitely had a positive impact on the Nasdaq. Okay. All right. So let's close out our view here with YM. Or let's close the session with a review of YM. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and start with the daily, just like we start with all markets. Okay. So we had a little bit more of a deeper pullback, okay, in the Dow than we've had in any of the other markets. Okay. So this area here looks like a nice level from a, kind of demand perspective here. Okay. This area down here was that 39,650. Somewhere in that range, 39,650. I see rejection candles away from it. Now we have a bullish candle developing. Okay, so 39,600 seems like a level of importance for our chart. Okay, looks like again, we had a little bit of a structure that was indicating that maybe we're headed lower prices. And we may still, okay. This may be just, a slight pullback for a continuation move to the downside. If we, market's quite often very symmetrical, right? So what would be a symmetrical move here? Well, something along those, downswing, back up, downswing, back up. Maybe in the next couple of candles, we have another downswing. Okay. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, we are above settlement price, we are above VWAP, but we are below EMA. Okay, and I'm not sure what this line is. Okay, this must have been a ray from maybe value area low or something along those lines. Let's go ahead and draw our fixed range volume profile. Okay, we're going to locate the 930 bar, drag that across to the 430 bar, and here we are inside range. Okay, unlike the other markets where we were above. Okay, so Dow a little bit less, obviously. It's not balanced, I would say. Not really strong in any one direction. Now we do have a pretty significant move to the downside. This could merely be a retracement, right, for a potential continuation move. I think we kind of touched on that already to some degree when we were talking about the earlier charts. Okay, that's still a possibility here, right? This could just be merely a retracement, all right, a retracement of this major swing. Okay, so I'm just kind of curious now that since I mentioned retracement, let's measure this and see where it falls. Well, it falls right at the 61.8%. Don't look at that all too often, but in the absence of any sort of reference level to kind of use, retracements often give me a mathematical location for me to support my trade. Okay, where I use the retracement levels themselves as stops. right? So we have 61.8 as a reference level that is reversing off of now with a stop, let's say, above, in this case, EMA, as well as the 78.6 or the 75% could serve as a stop in this case, okay? Let's see. Let's call out some ADR levels. So we're already reacting off of ADR here, okay? We have a reaction off of ADR here at 39,870. So I'm going to go ahead and call that out, 39,870. ADR high, 39,870. All right, we're already getting a reaction away from it, okay? We have ADR low, which is hidden inside this demand zone that I drew. So I'm going to remove that and look at this, and that's 39,592. Okay, ADR low, and then settlement is 39,783. 39,783. And then we'll go ahead and turn off ADR, turn on ASR, and here we are. We have ADR low here at 39,794. Okay, again, we'll probably need to adjust these once the market opens, and then we have ADR high here at 40,047. 40,047. Again, we'll probably need to adjust these once the market opens. All right, so let's turn off this for a second here. So we've already talked about one hypo. Well, it looks like one hypo is already kind of target has already been hit here. All right, we are about 12 minutes away from the open of the market here. So we are in range. So we have to come into the Dow with kind of range potential price action, right? So this area here, settlement price, could offer us an opportunity. If it does get below settlement, then we need to see what kind of areas we have below us, okay? Because then that opens up some of these areas, 39,700 being a target I'm kind of looking at, okay? All right, I'm going to pop in here and see if there's any questions. I just see thank yous, so we'll leave it at that. Again, remind everyone that if this is something that you want me to continue providing and it's offering you value, don't be shy and hit the like button, okay? If you're not a subscriber, and want to be alerted of when I do provide these kinds of reviews and analysis, then I would suggest that you hit the subscribe button. And other than that, I would say, as others are saying in the chat, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Okay, guys. We'll talk in the channel here. Otherwise, I may see some of you in group coaching later this afternoon, and we'll pick up this pre-market again one last time in tomorrow's prior to tomorrow's session. Until then, have a great trading session. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have a good one.